Well, we're going to stay in the fight. Although, you know, today Jeb Hensarling, a great conservative congressman from Texas, and I signed a letter on behalf of the Republican Study Committee, the group you addressed in Washington this week, and we're calling on the President of the United States to use his authority under Article 2, Section 3, and call a special session of Congress. So you ought to call it an energy special session. Yeah. And I've been talking to people at the White House since I made this first call yesterday on the House floor. And, Mark, I just hope the American people will clamor, as they did in 1948 when there was another do-nothing Congress, and President Harry Truman called a special session, brought them back to Washington, D.C. in August to do their job. I think this president ought to exercise his constitutional authority and declare an energy special session, and then tell the American people, tell your senator, tell your congressman, I want you to go back to Washington, D.C., I want you to roll your sleeves up, and I want you to figure out how the American people can achieve energy independence with more drilling, more conservation, more alternative energy, and we can get that done, but it's all going to start with the president saying this Congress has to come back and do their job.
Which 6 members of Congress, when I spoke to you all on Wednesday, which 6 members of Congress, among others, are we concerned about? Can you name them for us, please?
Well, you got a handful. If you go to the House Conservative Fund's website, you'll get all the details on the people that were supported at the fundraiser that you attended. But, you know, some wonderful people like Marilyn Musgrave in Colorado, Doug Lamborn in Colorado. I mean, there are some conservatives that are under the gun around the country, and thanks to your generous time, I know you make the big bucks when you go give speeches, and I know you came on your own time. You know, we raised thousands of dollars to help those conservatives. But people can look up the House Conservative Fund on the Internet. Just Google that or Yahoo that, and they'll get the information on all those conservatives in the Congress that need help, and many conservatives around the country that we're helping. Because I guarantee, here's the only thing I can figure out after today is, if the American people want more access to American oil, if the American people want limited government, a commitment to a strong national defense, the right to life, traditional marriage, you're just going to have to change the management on Capitol Hill, because what you got today was a liberal Democratic majority that said, look, we're going to drop the gavel, we're going to silence the debate, and even in a case where there's a bipartisan majority to move forward with more drilling, we're not even giving them a chance to vote on that.
All right, my friend, you're a real leader. We're very appreciative, and God bless you, my friend.
Thank you, Mark. We just so appreciate you and your voice and your leadership, and this is a great encouragement to all of us at the end of a long battle on the floor.
Well, give all the guys and gals our best, will you? We're watching them, and we're applauding over here.
Thanks, Mark. God bless you.
All right, you take care. When we come back, I looked into my suit pocket. God's honest truth, because I don't give a lot of speeches. I don't like to give a lot of speeches, and I don't like to go to Washington a lot, but I decided on Wednesday, my buddy Congressman Scott Garrett from New Jersey said, look, can you speak to 25 of the most conservative members of the House and the Republican Party? We're trying to make sure we can save some of them. I said, all right, I'll do it. And I looked in my jacket pocket, and there were my notes. So I think I'll read those notes to you as soon as we come back. All right, let me read this quickly. This is what I told the 25 solid patriot conservative members of Congress, including Pence and Shadegg and Garrett and Bachmann and many other wonderful ones there. Just my opinion. They asked me, so I spoke. I told them, you are our only hope. You have to hold the line every way you can think of. And you have to redouble your efforts. You have to study the parliamentary procedures in the House and use them every way you know how to stop the left. You have to intensify and coordinate your PR effort and get your message to Middle America. You need to fight for lower gas prices through drilling. Fight for the smokestack industries by opposing the eco-extremists. Fight for private property. Fight to protect the family's earnings. And you need to gear up for the fight of your life. Against socialist health care, against cap and trade. You're all we have left. It's up to you. You need to become more strategic, more aggressive, more trouble for Nancy Pelosi and Steny Hoyer. You need to become more combative in committee hearings and have well-coordinated plans for the floor of the House. You need to carry the torch of liberty and stand for conservative principles, even if your party leadership, including the presidential nominee, does not. You have to become the front line of the resistance movement. You can become an effective force despite your numbers. Great leaders have always found themselves at some point in the wilderness. Part of their greatness was their ability to overcome adversity and to recast the debate and to win the day. Someone in this room, I said to them, could well be the next great conservative voice around whom we will rally. Someone here may be the next Ronald Reagan or Margaret Thatcher or Winston Churchill, all of whom had to overcome opposition in their parties, in the media, and in the halls of power, and all of whom are icons. I know you will rise to the occasion, because you must. And if you don't succeed, then the nation will fail. If the Democrats win Congress and the presidency in November, it is their intention to transform our society into a Fabian utopia. And if they succeed in their legislative agenda, our nation will forever pay the price. Future generations will not know the liberty and prosperity of this generation. You are the custodians of our nation's and our movement's values, even though the task ahead seems insurmountable. The stakes are too high and the price of failure too dear to not fight this opposition with every ounce of your being. That is what I told the 25 solid conservative Republican House members on Wednesday. And I am proud of them, and more of them than the 25 who did what they needed to do today and will have to do it a hell of a lot more. The House of Representatives has become an oppressive institution. They need to fight it. We'll be right back.